Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Gellis, and this is episode 8 of my Minecraft 1.102 modded Let's Play. I'm going to be doing a lot of work on the tunnel for the train, but first I thought I'd make a new item from Ender.io to assist with that, and just in general. That being the electromagnet. The electromagnet pulls nearby enemies towards you, and I can disable it with a shift right click, and it must be powered and active in the hotbar to function. So we'll throw that into our battery. Let that charge up. And voila, we have a magnet. If I shift right click, it's now active and using power, and I can shift right click to stop it. I can also use the C button, the C key, because I have adjusted that. If I throw out my Mithril Axe, it just kind of floats towards me. So without it, and then I turn it on, and it drifts towards me. So what with me constantly poking stuff out, I could just use this to make things a little bit easier for me. The other thing I would like to make, if we can, is a forestry machine called a carpenter. Carpenter takes bronze, glass, and a sturdy casing. So we'll throw in our 3, 1, and some redstone into here. We'll make the sturdy casing while that cooks up. I don't think I was actually able to go over the alloy furnace, because I wound up losing the information from it. But basically what it is that I've put in simple ores to equivalent recipes into the alloy furnace, so that we no longer need to use the simple ores to specific fusion furnace. One of the things that gets us is a much more cost-effective version of the bronze recipe. If we go in. So instead of being a 1-to-1 to get 1, it's now 3-to-1 to get 4. The 3-to-1 recipe is basically the basic bronze recipe in almost every other mod except Simple Ores 2. So I left the 3-to-1 ratio in, and I left the 4 output, and I just threw in some redstone to, keep that at least so I still need the catalyst. I've also put in an equivalent recipe for Thirium, which we can't do because we don't have any adamantium. And an equivalent recipe for Sinusite, which only gives us 2, because otherwise this would be hilariously overpowered. But again, we don't have any onyx, so that's fine. Then there's just a regular Ender.io recipes. One thing I really enjoy about Ender.io is that due to the config options, Ender.io makes making this really easy. Okay, so we've got our bronze. Now we just need 2 pieces of glass, which we should have quite in abundance because I've been doing a lot of processing. And we'll just throw this over here. 2 glass, sturdy casing. I need 6 bronze ingots. So one of the things that I forgot to mention is that the byproduct of grinding up copper is gold dust. So we're slowly but surely getting a little bit more gold. And a byproduct of grinding up iron is tin. So when I go back to do more iron, I'll be able to get more tin. Which is good, because as you can see, we are relatively low on our major material, which is iron. This is even the normal vanilla Minecraft is very heavy on iron. So the fact that we're running low on it is not anything whatsoever unusual. We've got a good amount of mithril, and I do have a few minor substitution recipes, but generally we don't. So we'll just throw, where'd the glass go? Oh, the other, it's over here. Alright, throw that in, and we get ourselves a carpenter. A carpenter needs power. We're going to grab some of our logs. For now, I'm going to stick this right here. So it takes power, it takes water, or it takes a liquid. We'll just use water. it takes a recipe, and then it just makes whatever that recipe is. So I'm making some crates, and it takes apparently a bucket of that. So if I use this crate, we could put a crate in a carpenter with a little bit of water to basically box up our things. So I have an overflow chest of yet more cobblestone, and now I'm entirely full on sand as well. But what I could do with that is I could put the crates up in here. I could throw the cobblestone up in here, and if we go get some water, in the middle of the night, full of enemies. Actually, wait. There's a much smarter way to do this. Remember those cans? We'll just use the 12 water cans. So, we'll throw in the water cans. The water cans will fill up in here. And now we're getting crated cobblestone. So now our cobblestone is basically getting compressed down into a nice little storage crate. There's a mod that does this without that called compressed cobblestone. It's a feature of Extra Utilities 2, which is another mod that adds way more stuff that I want. But much more importantly, we could just use this here without having to add that, or any equivalent mod. So now we could just essentially just box our stuff up. What I'll do in the future, so now we have 24 times 9 crated cobblestone. So we can compress everything down to make it much more compact. It's out of space. But you get the gist of it. If we open up just enough items and go to crate, there's a lot of things we could crate, which is good because we have a lot of things in bulk. So we can do tin, apatite, fertilizer, charcoal, coal, basically a lot of things we can crate. Oh gosh, I have the hiccups. Basically, there are a lot of things we can crate if we get a huge enough excess of, like the crated spruce wood. So just for the time being, this will help us to alleviate our... Get in there. Oops. Get in. There we go. This will help to alleviate our storage problem until I can do something much more permanent. Like running out into the middle of the night. The problem, of course, being that it needs water. A lot of water. Stop it. Jeez. Oh gosh. Here come the neighbors. Go away. This also, of course, takes power out of here. But we're basically fine as far as power goes. And as you can guess, this is expensive on tin. So if I want to make long-term use of this, I'm going to need a couple of things. One, a better way to get tin. A better way to get these to get capsules, containers, which is again bees. Two, a way to automate this so that it's less this. This is all manual for now. I would like for this to be automatic. But I'm going to go ahead and let that crate up so that it takes up much less space than it previously did. So basically 9 of these should make a stack of, I don't know, somebody do the math. I'm not doing the math. All that out of the way, let me get back to the tunnel. A sturdy casing with 6 copper and 2 pieces of glass makes us a centrifuge. And honeycombs combined with some wood slabs and some spruce planks make bee houses. Now a centrifuge is another forestry machine And like forestry machines, it takes power. We throw honeycombs into it. This little thing shows up. And we get, apparently, honeycombs. That's new. But a honeycomb gets processed into honey drops and beeswax. I have no idea what this is and why it's now different. This is completely different from how this used to be. I'm not sure what's happening here. It's very weird to me. Maybe other people can explain why this is now a double bar. But as for me, I have no idea. Nonetheless, 3 beeswax in a crafting table make 4 wax capsules. Now, wax capsules can't hold hot liquids, but they can hold water. Which means we now have a way to store water that does not rely on tin. But how do we get more honeycombs? You should know the answer to this. It's bees. The answer is bees. So here are all the bees I've managed to collect. I did find these 2 in the Nether dungeon. It's unrelated. There are 2 types of bees, or there's 2 types of princesses. There's the ignoble stock princess, and there's the pristine stock princess. Eventually, after a while, an ignoble stock princess will die. It'll just keel over and die. Let's grab 2 of these. Unless they're in a bee house, then they'll basically live forever. We'll need the pristine later, but for now, let's grab 2 of each and 2 drones. Let's head upstairs. I see you, spider. We'll deposit our capsules into here so that we can get more water. And while this is not the final area, it is the area I will be using for now. Bees need flowers, so we're going to plop down our bee houses, and we'll throw our bees into the bee houses. A princess and a drone combine together to make a queen, and the queen will, over time, produce honeycombs. As you can see, we have little bee particle effects heading over to the flower. There are forest princesses in there too, for the same. And actually, over time, more flowers will start to pop up. But as you can see, the little bar went down. And all of our bees are being busy, as bees often are. There's some stuff over here. So bees only work in biomes that suit their species. Use your beealizer and habitat locator to find out which. We can't make a beealizer because it requires diamonds, which absolutely sucks. But we also have information on our current climate and our current humidity. Bees will not work in rain unless you do something special. Oh, we have a new flower already. So as these go around, they'll just pollinate the area. This whole area will become infested with flowers, basically. Though, hey, if I need dyes, bees are a good way to get dyes. In fact, if we go into the bees, there are bees that generate, where are they? There are bees named after colors, which we can use to basically make, oh, there's another flower. Bee dye. It's quite good. So these bees will just do their thing without any other input from me. Eventually, they'll die off, and they'll leave behind another princess and another drone, and I'll come back and manually restart them. We can automate this later. Where are these bees going? Are they coming over here? There's some bizarre busyness happening. But yeah, you can see we're starting to get flowers all over the place. This place is going to be lousy with flowers. But we'll come back to them. They don't operate at night and they don't operate in the rain, so there's nothing really else to do with them for now. That's just to get more wax, to make more water, to create up yet more stone that we're going to get as we go along. And so with that said, back to the tunnel. Astute viewers may have noticed that this is not the tunnel. I am in a boat. In fact, I'm right next to our iron mine. You might be wondering what I'm doing in a boat. Well, I made some more potions. Oh, my head broke. 2 potions. 2 very nice potions. The potion of water breathing and the potion of night vision. Let's drink night vision first. As you can see, we can now see very clearly underwater. Which is hilarious because we cannot actually see clearly under the water. As I will show off by first drinking this potion of water breathing, and then getting out of the boat. Oh, hey, look. Now it affects the water. It used to be it just did not completely affect the water whatsoever, and it was absolutely awful. We are down here to bust our way into this thing. This is an abyssal geode from Railcraft. And if we bust in here, let me grab torches. Okay. It's hollow inside, which is absolutely great. We will throw it out to light. And as you can tell from this, it's got stuff in it, which is actually what we're in here for. So this one's a dud. Never fear, there are lots and lots of abyssal geodes around for us to go through. Come on, get out. Let's go bust our way into. Unfortunately, arrows do not work underwater. I wish they would. Stop that. Stop that. Come here. Come here. Ow. Come here. I'm gonna kill you. I no longer fear you. I mean, I probably should. You did almost kill me, but that's only because I had it eaten. Yes, I just ate a sandwich underwater. What's your point? It's fine. It's delicious. It's a little salty, because this is an ocean. But otherwise, it's fine. Alright. There's a creeper in this one. Hello, creeper. This one is also filled with lapis, which is not what we are here for. But I will take it anyway. These geodes randomly have tiny bits of ore just scattered around them. Not just any ore, lapis, emeralds, and much, much more importantly, diamond. That's right. If I could find a geode with it inside of it, I can have diamond ore. I'm just gonna light this up. And even though I will probably never come down here again. Alright. As you can see, there are geodes everywhere. Let's just cross right on over to this side. Come here. Ow. Stop that. You better swim away. Oh, now there's multiples. Let's just bust in here. Ow. Go away. Alright, there. See if third time is the charm. Well, it's certainly the third time for zombies. Well, we found emerald. 2 creepers and a zombie. Let's just... Death from above! Hey, look, another iron shovel. There it is! Third time was the charm. Guys! Guys! Here it is. Here it is. Diamonds! And a couple of emeralds. Which is useful in other ways. We have a singular diamond. Which may not seem like much, and in fact is not anything really at all whatsoever. But the point is, we have a diamond. What can we do with this diamond? We could do... We can make a shovel. If we find another one, we can make an enchantment table, which would be fantastic. We can make a jukebox for our non-existent records. We can make a pulsating crystal, which is completely a total waste. We can make a onyx bow, but we don't have onyx. We can make a diamond reinforced shield if we ever get more. We can make a shovel. But really none of this is important because I know exactly what I'm going to do with this diamond. With this one singular diamond. We're gonna make a beealyzer. For bees. That's it. That's all. That's all I wanted this diamond for. It's a pain to get into these things. Actually, no, I am gonna see if I can find some more because more would be useful. Particularly for enchantments. I have 38 levels. I should probably do something with them before I die. Again. But I have not died in a while. How on earth did I get in here? Oh no, that works. And then eventually at some point I do need to go get more diorite. Ugh. I hate these things. They're just everywhere. Staring at me. Killing all the squids. But I'll be right back. A diamond, 4 tin, 2 glass panes, and 2 pieces of redstone get us a portable analyzer. We'll just reset this recipe and we'll go upstairs. A portable analyzer analyzes things. Who would have thunk? Let's head over to our bees. Actually, let's go back to my kitchen first and then head over to my bees. As you can see, the area has way more flowers than it did previously. We started off with just this one and now we've got quite a few. Let's pop into our bee houses. Oh, we got ourselves a honeycomb. Let's grab out this Meadows bee. With our portable analyzer, we can analyze bees, trees, and butterflies. But we don't have any butterflies and we really don't have any trees just yet. All we have right now are bees. So right-clicking it brings up this genetic analyzer. It takes honey drops, which of course we get from centrifuging the honeycombs, and you could throw a bee in here to get information. For instance, this is a metals bee. That is also a metals bee, so it's metals, metals. Its lifespan is shorter. Production is the slowest, so it's very slow. Pollination is slower. It takes flowers as its it needs flowers around its hive in order, its bee house, in order to work. Its fertility is 2, so when this dies, we'll get 2 drones. Its territory is average, and it has no effect. Its climate is normal, with a tolerance of 0 in either direction. So it doesn't like it too hot, it doesn't like it too cold. It likes it just in the middle, and it doesn't vary at all. Its humidity tolerance is 0 again, so it needs its humidity to be average as well. It doesn't like it too dry, like in a desert, and it doesn't like it too humid, like in a jungle or a swamp. It's diurnal, so it works during the day. It's not nocturnal. It's not a tolerant flyer, so it does not function during the rain. It doesn't work in the rain. It's not cave dwelling, which means it has to have open access to the sky. This is an ignoble stock, and it's spent 0 generations in captivity. This is the first generation. It produces honeycombs with no specialty. These are the mutations it can do. And this is just some general flavor stuff, like its type and everything like that. And the authority is Singer, because Singer is the person that made forestry. And just a little blurb. It infests mostly plains in temperate climates, mostly docile. That's the Metals Queen. Now we could do the same thing for the Forest Queen and the other metals. But that's enough of that. The other thing I made is a grafter. This is what the primary use of our bronze is going to be once we've actually finished making all of our buildings. Forestry uses a lot of bronze, Railcraft uses a lot of steel, which makes sense because those are the 2 materials that both of them add. Let's just go up to this tree right here and use our grafter on it. That gets us an oak sapling. If you use a grafter on some leaves, you are 100% guaranteed to get a sapling drop, but it uses durability. Let's analyze our oak sapling. This is an apple oak. Its saplings are average, so it drops an average amount of saplings. It matures faster. It has a small height. Its girth, its growth size, is 1 by 1. It yields the lowest amount of fruit. Its saplings are not very sappy, and it has no effect. Then there's some extra stuff of carbonation, supports, it gives off apples, that sort of thing. It produces apples. It also has possible mutations and some additional other stuff coming. Tree species whose apple-bearing properties are the subject of much song and dance. We're going to go plant this over near our bees. And this doesn't work. This should work right here. Let's see. These are all apple saplings. Let's go grab a... We've been really unfortunate that I have not found any birch. But we've also, in the other way, been fortunate that I did find jungle. This is a jungle tree. You may have noticed me growing these earlier, or noticed this particular one. So we'll just climb up the vines, and we'll analyze our jungle sapling. This one is lower. It matures fast, so not as fast as the other one, but fast. It grows higher. It still has a 1 by 1 and all the rest of that. It supports jungle. I'm still not sure what that stuff means. It produces cocoa beans, and it has mutations. This one is an incomplete entry, but that's fine. Let's hop back down. We don't really know of anything that we could do with these bees yet, or the trees. Well, I know about the basics of the bees. I know about the bees. I don't really remember basics of tree breeding. But, if I didn't just give it away, I can breed trees and bees to get new species. Let's go down here. We've got 2 machines made, the centrifuge and the carpenter. We're going to make a third. That being the squeezer? No. Hold on, I don't remember what machine I want to make. I'll bring it back. Okay, yes, I do want to make the squeezer. We're going to make the squeezer. I'm going to grab the centrifuge because I don't need it yet. And while I make the squeezer, let's just recharge our capacitor bank. That's probably easily enough. Let's see, so we need 6, 2, 2. How did I somehow manage to miscount that? While that cooks, we'll get our 2 pieces of glass. And the squeezer, unfortunately, takes 6 tin. It's funny to think that this tin is expensive. But considering that we're now down to just 3 more, woo, is it expensive. So 6 tin, piece of glass, 2 pieces of glass. And as always, our sturdy ingots. Net us a squeezer. What are you doing? Why aren't you outputting power? There we are. Well, that took too long. We will literally just connect it right there. So here's our squeezer. Our squeezer takes things and squeezes them to get the delicious, delicious juiciness out of them. So let's go upstairs and grab a bunch of the seeds that we got from our wheat farm. Our tiny little wheat farm, just gradually putting seeds in, got us all these. We'll throw all that in. And it's going to start processing. I'm going to let this process for a little bit. All right. In ages long past, and Minecraft versions a long time ago, bee breeding, was a very, we'll just say, annoying task, involving struggling to figure out all the ways to do things. You'd have to either just go online to look stuff up, or you'd have to hopefully get lucky. We're going to go upstairs to what I am tentatively calling my library to show you the way that innovation came and made things easier for the budding botanist and apiarist. This is the escritory. This confusing contraption is not as confusing as you might think. You give it some paper. Oh, you give it some, you don't give it paper. It gives itself paper. Let me go get the things for it. Okay. So you give it an object, and one of our forest princesses, or forest queen, finished her cycle, so we got some extra drones. You give it an object, we'll use the drone to start. And these things pop up. When you click on them, little things pop up and then you fail. But basically, this is basically a little matching game that you can play through. As many times as it takes. As many times as it takes. Several attempts later. As many times as it takes, and upon completion, it'll give you either a few little rewards and a piece of paper. This note gives us some knowledge that says if we combine a forest and a metals, we get a new species of bee called a common bee. So if we right-click this, I now feel more confident in my ability to breed a forest with the metals to make a common bee. Basically, there's always a set % chance when you breed two bees together that are compatible that you'll get a particular bee species out. Doing the excretory minigame, that's new. Hello, little bee. Doing the excretory minigame increases that I think by about 10%. And of course it works for trees as well. So let's do a tree. And finishing a tree also gets us a note. So now we know that combining a jungle with a teak gets us a kapok. We don't actually have teak. How on earth do we get teak? Well, there's a couple of ways. We could experiment and just throw tree breeds together until we get a teak. Or we could keep playing the minigame. Just keep right on playing it. Oh, here's a different one. Acacia plus jungle gets us a padawak. Padawak? I don't know. It's close enough for me. So let's go back to our beealyzer. And let's analyze this forest bee. So this is a different drone, but if we go down now to what debris bee breeds, we now see that this is actually filled in. If we combine this forest with the meadows, we get a common. And this little plus means that we researched it, so now it's a better chance at us actually getting it. Same goes for the jungle sapling that we analyzed earlier. Notice that putting it back in did not use up a honey drop. But these are still blank because I have not right-clicked these. So let's just use those. And voila. So a teak plus a jungle gets us a kapok. And a acacia plus a jungle gets us a padawak. And little pluses means that the chance is now higher. We just don't have any of the relevant trees. But basically what this means is, oh, our apple tree grew. Basically what this means is we can now slowly start to expand the types of woods that we have available and basically use bees to supplement some functions of things. Like, of course, there are bees that produce combs faster, and the combs, of course, are what we use to get the beeswax. That sort of stuff. But all of that is in our future. For now, I have so much digging to do to finish that tunnel. But for now, while we work on the tunnel, we can at least have our bees going. So I'm going to go ahead and call it here, because I have plenty of work to do. And I will see you in the next episode. Until then, this is Gillis saying good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and goodbye.